Hi, everyone. My name is Smriti P, and I'm really excited to be interviewing this mentee mentor pair. We have Casandra and Wynter here today. We'll start off with intros. So, I am a Magic mentor right now. I'm also a previous mentee from Magic's first year, and I'm currently a software engineer at Google. I'll ask each of you. Let's start with Wynter. Can you do an intro?
Hi, I'm Winter. I go to Eastside College Prep. I'm currently in 11th grade, and I'm now an alumni of Magic. And yeah.
Thank you. And Cassandra?
Hi, my name is Cassandra. I have been a mentor here at Magic for 2 years now, and I was also a mentee in sixth and seventh grade. So it's really nice to come back and get to mentor amazing people like Winter.
Wonderful. We'll have to continue the cycle. I wanted to start off and say congratulations to both of you. I had the pleasure of just attending the final presentations, and so getting the really in-depth overview of your project and your experience. So let's start off with some, I guess, like high-level takeaways. And could you start, Winter, by maybe giving us a summary of your project, like a couple sentences, high level?
My project was basically an app paired with a Bluetooth device that um, connects and that essentially sends pain to your doctor, so you and your doctor are able to see your pain progress, and just to break the barriers of your doctor not understanding how much pain you're having, or waiting until your next doctor appointment and then you have to remember when you had your pain. Instead, you have the app that you log in every day and shows your pain so your doctor could see it and you could see it.
What was the inspiration for your project?
My inspiration, my inspiration was actually from a Stanford program where I had to do a capstone project, and we had an e-patient, and it was like a group of us, and so we had an e-patient that told all of her problems, and so we basically had to come together and make a project. And so one of the issues that our patient was having was that she had GI issues, and she was also diagnosed with Parkinson's. And so she was telling us how like a struggle that was and how she had it since she was young, and like she didn't know like up into the process. And also the one of the main issues which stuck out to me was that um her doctor, as she was like telling the doctor her pain and everything, the doctor either didn't believe her or said that she was lying, and like that was like a red flag in my head. So that's when I decided to like wait. Also, one of the issues was that she had a whole bunch of tubes and um, chargers and monitors and all that stuff. So I decided to break that and then make it into a sticker that you could put everywhere, and also let alone the Bluetooth, so you could just connect it to your phone, which is easy, so that you don't have to add another tube. And if you have pain, you just log it in, and so it's for the doctor to see, and you just log it every day. And so it break that barrier of like your doctor saying, "Oh, when did you have this pain?" or "Are you lying?" Like the doctor could see right there. And so, yeah, that's what mostly inspired me.
Right, and I think it's unfortunate, but I've heard the same from other patients. So I think this is such a wonderful solution for something like that. Like, you get the real data, you have the facts to show it, and then it benefits other kinds of users too. If someone's forgetful or they weren't able to track something, they can do that. You had I mean, your project was super multifaceted, and so you also had this component of translation that you shared, and also you conducted research to understand more of the association between pain and the signals that you're getting and how much you're understanding the communication with your doctor. Could you talk a little bit more about those parts too?
Yeah, so um, I decided also while in the process of making my app, I decided to collect data so I could um, essentially get a better understanding of creating my app. So I had made a Google form, um, putting like not really basic questions, but kind of like questions that like would definitely help me create my app. So I had made a Google form. I had sent it to my friends and family, and got their responses. And I basically that was my base of my app, on like creating it. Besides from the story that made me want to create it, and so I used that data I got from there, um, to put in my app to like get the foundation. And then I did another data collection to like really see like how it would be, I guess, having the sticker. Like, so that's when I had a pulse oximeter. And so every time I would have pain, then I would put the pulse oximeter on to see how my pulse and my oxygen would react. And so that was also kind of like a mimic of, or like a demo of my project or how it would be. And so then we would put it into the app, and that's how that would be.
And then the last part, like, there's so many aspects to your project. There's the translation. Can you talk a little bit about that too?
Oh, and the translation part, um, well, not everyone has either the same language, or not everyone knows English, or knows what language their health provider speaks. Or so in a way, I just decided to create a translator, where you could like put in so you could translate to your doctor. But while I was presenting, I had got another idea. Instead of like having to type your translation, just have a voice translation. And so I'm thinking about inputting that into my app. Um, yeah, translation, and then also I said adding on to it is that I want to also add like essentially like a medical dictionary, and so I had all the medical terms, and so someone could look before or after their appointment, maybe even during appointment while they're waiting, on like basically what your doctor is saying. Because sometimes when you go to the doctor, they're like, "Oh, you have this, and you have to take this medicine," and normally they're like big words you probably can't say, or it's just like, "What is it?" And then so I wanted to create a dictionary so it's like easy for people to search up the medicine, and or what the doctor was saying during that day in their visit. And so that was one of the things.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think like part of your project being so multifaceted is that you are so thoughtful about this process, which I really appreciate. So even the fact that you didn't just jump into it with your own assumptions, you wanted to hear from the community and understand what the pain points were. And then the fact that you're thinking about how to make it more accessible and how to interpret your results so that they're not, skewed or biased. So really, really well done, and excited to see you continue this energy throughout all the projects that you work on. Cassandra, I have a question for you. So, what was it like mentoring Wynter in this space, and like given your kind of background and what you're working towards and studying? Did you see any connections and kind of light bulbs go off or anything?
Yes, so I'm actually going into medicine as well. So just Winter's interest in the field was very exciting for me. And also just she has a very empathetic heart. So a lot of things that I didn't even think about before, like how to help patients express their pain to their physicians. I had never really thought about that. And so just really hearing her ideas and her what she thinks would help the community was really very inspiring to me. She's also a very, very hard worker, and every day she would come in with so many new ideas. That's why this project kind of became a little bit more multifaceted, because she's just very interested and passionate about this project and helping people in general. And so she came up with all these ideas, and I was just there to cheer her on, and she was really the powerhouse of this whole project. So I was very inspired by just mentoring her the whole time.
That's wonderful, and it really comes across, like, the partnership and how you learned from each other and kind of pushed forward your mission, so, that's really awesome. I could keep asking a lot of questions. I'll do a couple last ones. So Wynter, like, you learned some software, with the MIT App Inventor, and then you also had research that you conducted, and then you also tested hardware. Did you enjoy doing all of those things? Was there one thing that stuck out to you?
No, yes, I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed everything of it. Like there was
Wonderful.
one part I was dreading. Um, I just like love the process and like researching, like finding, because I'm a curious person. So
Mhm.
if I'm able to find the answer, then I'm gonna find the answer or be able to do something to get the answer. Because when I want to know something, I want to know something. So uh,
Yeah.
yes, I just loved every part of it, every bit, the coding. I would even like, even sometimes I'll mess up, I'll just restart and I'll just be listening to music while I'm coding. Like, I just love the whole process of it. And hopefully, I'm planning to probably finish up the app and maybe publish it and see how it goes. Or maybe even working with another um, researcher to actually make it come alive because I feel like this, like, it could do something.
It
So
could be big, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And I think there's so many things out there, like even the live translation that exist and that you could try to integrate with and utilize. But it's wonderful that you have all these tools and you enjoy putting them all together from all these different aspects. Last question for you, Wynter, is now that you've gone through your magical experience, do you have any advice for either yourself at the beginning or for any new mentees that are going to come?
Well, I would say, let's see, really just if this is what you want to do, if you want to do STEM and you're really passionate about it, I think you should go for it and just maybe if you're not as like direct as I was, but I already knew what I wanted to do, just like kind of like look around, like see what's going on in like the field you want to go to and see the problems that's happening so that you could be the one to create a solution to it and just really just do what you love and create what you want to create that you want the world to see and so you could hopefully make a difference in it.
Yeah, really well said. Yeah, I like the encouragement and also the like realization that not everyone comes in knowing what they want to do. So what do you do in that situation? Thank you. And then Cassandra, last question for you is there anything that you've learned from this experience? Now you've mentored a couple times that you think you'll take with you to your next mentoring experience?
Yeah, I think as I've continued, I've learned how powerful and creative my mentees' brains are. There, it's and just letting that creativity flourish. I think just kind of encouraging it, and it's also inspired me to encourage my own creativity and just seeing what happens and all that they can accomplish. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It is truly inspiring, what we see from our mentees in Winter. It was an inspiration to see your work and to see where you're headed. So congratulations to the two of you, and thank you so much for the interview today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.